Hello, welcome my friends. Forgive the lighting. I don't usually record at night because I don't really have that great light in here, but doing what I can because I did want to get this out. Last week I started recording. I did a video called "Canceling the Self," and that's kind of the beginning of a series of videos that I'm going to be doing in that realm. And the reason why is because a lot of things recently have come to light that I feel like I should pass on. There's a lot of us in the spiritual community doing all types of things to better ourselves and raise our vibrations and create more awareness. And there's books and there's yoga and there's meditation and there's workshops and what have you. Um, this might come as sort of a trigger for you, but all these things that we do or that we think we are doing towards some so-called enlightenment or self-realization, we are doing them in a box. So basically, we're doing them within our range of vision, which is within our minds and our brains, and we are doing them with the idea that we can actually make a difference and we can actually move ourselves toward this so-called self-realization. And the first thing I need to tell you is you can't. Yeah, I know that sounds like a cold slap in the face. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying it's not done using the resources that most of us are using, which is our minds, our brains, and all the things in our dream world. Remember that a self-realized person is not a self. They don't consider themselves a self because they've let that self part go. Well, the self part is the exact part that we're trying to use to get to that self realization. Well, it can't be done. It can't be done that way. The other piece of this is that you have to recognize that until you are fully self-realized, who you think you are is an accumulation of your genetics and how you were raised and the thoughts that came into your mind that you decided were either true or false. So it has to do completely with your belief system. It has to do, you think that you're making a decision and you're making a choice, but in fact that choice has been made for you based on all these things from your reactions and what you've learned over the years. And a thought will come in, you'll decide to follow it or not, within the box. Okay. But the decision to do something or not do something is already pre-made for you because you're going to determine it with your brain. Okay. And your brain is not you. Neither are your thoughts, neither are your emotions. None of that is you. And in fact, if you talk to an actual self-realized person, they will tell you that there is no you. So if that's really true, what's the point of all this? So why are we trying to raise our consciousness and be mindful and be super aware and all this, if that's not going to bring us to the place that we'd like to be, which is a fully free, self-realized person? Um, we do it because we have this thing within us and within ourselves that makes us feel like this is the path to being a better person, and we want to be better people. And so it comes from a good place. Uh, but you can do that your whole life, and you can take workshops and you can constantly make little improvements, and you can become what you would consider, and maybe a lot of people would consider, a better person. Okay, that can be done. But keep in mind, if you do this your entire life, you're still doing this within that box and within that realm and with all the programming that you have. And I don't care how many past life regressions that you do. It doesn't really matter how many books you read and hypnotherapy or whatever you do, you're still working within that box that I am a person. I'm a separate individual, separate from everything else. And I'm going to try to find to be a way to be unseparated. I'm going to find myself as part of the whole by living in the box. So what is it? I mean, why is this? Why is this that we're focused on all these things that we think are really going to be good for us and that are going to help us? But yet, you know, Paul's telling us that they're not going to get us anywhere. And I'm not saying that. I think spiritual growth is a great thing. I think, you know, when you are living as a socialized individual person, you know, it helps to be a good person in the world, and it helps to be caring, and it helps to be compassionate and kind. And these are good traits. And spirituality and those growth programs and meditations and these kind of things help you be a better person in that way. But but understand that that is not the path necessarily to being a self-realized person, because a self-realized person will tell you they don't exist. They don't exist as a person. They don't exist as thought. They don't exist as a body. They don't see themselves as a body placed in the midst of the world. They see themselves as part, a literal part of everything. They are the view. They are the now. You know, one last point about the now too, because I've done a lot of videos on that as well. I know. Won't Paul just shut up? There's a little misnomer about what we call living in the moment or living in the now, and that is because, you know, we've already assumed that there's no past, because we know there isn't a past because it doesn't exist in the moment, it doesn't exist right now. We know there's no future because it doesn't exist. And we know that we can't go back to the past and we can't go to the future when neither exist. So we talk about living in the now or living in the moment. The misnomer there is that what is the moment? There is really no moment either. And the reason I say that is because we're really talking about living as it comes up, because you can't break a moment. How small is a moment? Is it 10 seconds? Is it a second? Is it a microsecond? And then it's gone, and now it's the past. So, and there is no past. So when we talk about living in the moment, let's maybe talk about it in terms of, let's live in the present. Maybe is a better term. I've heard people use that. But basically, the point of it is not where it is in time, because here again, it's a fully self-realized person, there is no time, right? Time is a construct, just like everything else in our little box. It's a construct. To live out of that construct is a whole different set of rules, and it's complete freedom, and it's complete unity with the entire universe. So let's get outside the box, really, if we want to explore this further. You want to go into a farther dimension, you want to go deeper, 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 we need to get ourselves out of the box. And so let me bring up the last point of this video. I know it's been long and arduous and triggering, but you know, you got to get it out there when you got it in you, right? Look, if you want to grow in a spiritual sense and you want to be a better person in a social construct, the one that we live in right now, and if you want to get along better with people, you want to be kinder, you want to be more compassionate, keep doing this spiritual growth stuff that you're doing. Just keep in mind that you're doing within this box and within this range, and it is not necessarily the path to any self-realization. If you want a path of self-realization, you have to recognize that in these things that you're doing, you're looking for something that self-realized people know is always here, has always been here, didn't require 5 minutes of meditation to be there. It has always been there. So the last piece of advice, if you do want to go deeper and you want to get outside the box, at some point in your life you're going to have to stop the search. Stop the search and live your life. I'm sure I'll get comments. Post them below. Thanks for watching.